Don't tell me it's over. Let's try again, try again, try again, try again, try again. Love me forever. More than a friend, and a friend, and a friend, and a friend, and a friend. See, you and I both know that we are meant to be together, so what's with all the hostility? We need a resolution. I know I'm far from perfect, baby. I know at times I take you for granted. I see the pressure this is placed on you.
Hey, we in the studio, a little late night vibe for a minute. Wanted to tap in, say what's up. Number one chill spot on the internet. How we doing? How we doing in the building? It's a beautiful thing.
Emotional strain, babe. Tell me how could you just get up and walk out of me after all that we've been through? All I did was love.
Just having a little late night tea, as you can see. Let me know where you at in the world right now. Let me know where you are. We in Vancouver, BC, Canada, 8:42 p.m. And you know, I was like in the mood to just come back to the studio and just be here in the nighttime. You know, that late night vibe. I don't know what it was, but I was like, told my daughter, I was like, hey, I'm going back to the studio, okay? She's like, I see you, Captain. Well, she's just doing her little illustrations and stuff. So we here, we vibing out, you know, I'm gonna have some tea. I just wanna hang out. I actually came in here because I was plotting. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna really start streaming like almost every single day. So let's kind of build our set a little bit more and see how everything is going. I see we have Rhode Island in the building. We have Oregon in the building. We have New Zealand in the building.
It's gonna take some hard work to return the game. It's gonna take tears and some pain.
The smoothest vibes, always. Oh, we have Hawaii, we have California, we have Ireland, we have Sweden, we have Australia. Beautiful people, beautiful vibes. This is exactly what I like to see. I think tomorrow we're gonna do like a good 2-3 hour stream, maybe on YouTube or Twitch. I'm not quite sure where yet, but you know, we're gonna stream more often. I got that hojicha still today. Been sipping on the hojicha all day. I also got like a big package in the mail of yerba mate, and I don't even know why. Like yerba mate, like that brand, that, you know, the yellow. I don't even know how they got my address, but maybe I forgot. But I have like 2 massive boxes of yerba mate tea now, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I? I'm like, what am I gonna do with all of this?
Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na.
Number one chill spot. Good vibrations always. Good vibrations always. We got Chronics, Free Nationals.
Good vibration, yeah. That's the positive vibes and we creating, yeah. The sounds that make you feel right, we keep it blazing, yeah. Forever shining this light, we keep it blazing, yeah. Boy, forever shine in this light. Hey, thank the Lord, my cup is full and running over. All who never like we, I got love we know. Baby girl just text me, says she coming over. And when she reach it, want me fit turn off the phone. Turn the lights down low, turn up the stereo, yeah. Alton Ellis, Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown. Have you ever been in love? Now bad vibes can't stop this good vibration, yeah. That's the positive vibes we keep creating.
Just saw this quote here by Rick Rubin. Positive vibe quote. I'm loving it. He said, no matter what tools you use to create, the true instrument is you. And through you, the universe that surrounds us all comes into focus. You understand? Oof.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with melodies that touch your soul. No, they're acting like the people don't need it no more. Still when she hear that good music, she hold me closer. She groovy now, I know she feeling it for sure. She moved to me and rest her head up on my shoulder. Soothingly she tell me if it turn up the sound. Have you ever been in love? Now bad vibes can't stop this good vibration, yeah. Oh yeah. That's the positive vibes and we create.
The late vibe night sessions, I'm feeling them. He's got Kenya in the building. Kenya at 7:45 a.m. Shout out to all my Kenyans out there. I was literally just talking to somebody how I want to buy a place in Kenya because I still have this longing for Kenya. Is there any artists in the chat right now? And are any artists in the chat right now? Got another quote here, and this one is especially for the artists as the creatives, which we all are anyways. Living life as an artist is a practice. You are either engaging in the practice or you're not. It makes no sense to say you're not good at it. That's like a monk saying, I'm not good at being a monk. You are either living as a monk or you're not. We tend to think of the artist's work as the output. The real work of the artist is a way of being in the world. Oh, I always say validation is only far when you set it apart from yourself. And a lot of us, the creatives, artists, everybody, entrepreneurs, whatever we may be, we put all our validation in the output, not realizing like the way we show up every single day in every step, the way we are being is a creative act in itself, right? Validation is only far when you set it far apart from yourself. I see we got Isaac in the chat. We got Romy in the chat. Azara in the chat. We got Joy. We have Anna, who's an artist. Joy looking like she does some type of illustrations or paintings. Even like, again, like we put so much emphasis all the time on our output. But today when I was driving, I'm like, even when I'm driving right now, I'm creating. Because this is a part of my process. You understand? Like this drive, I'm listening to a podcast. As I'm driving, I may see a cool building. I like the architecture that comes into my eyes, that comes into my spirit. Next thing you know, I'm a little bit inspired and that pours into the next thing I do. Then I go home, put on my leather jacket, come back into the studio, have some tea. Now we in a late night vibe. You understand? You see how everything is connected? It's just a creative act in itself. I love it. If this is a number one chill spot, put some number ones in the chat right now. Make sure you hit that like button as well. Something else I was reading this morning. I've been loving my reading lately. Realized souls are not attached to anything. Even if they do an action which is inappropriate in the minds of society, they are free from every karma related to it. Their ordinary speech, even their modes of sitting and walking have a special characteristic. It is all through vibration. And it is all for the sake of others, not for their own sake. When you are attached to all the things outside of us, you become ineffective because you are only focused on trying to do things properly. You are not free. Man, that reminds me so much of like, sometimes I would hit these massive roadblocks in my creative process because I would step into it and I would already be attached to the outcome. I'm like, oh, this has to be good. Oh, if it's not good, I'm going to feel bad about myself. And it was just like all this pressure. Like, where was the freedom? No room for that magic to flow. You understand? Like, what's going on? We have to remove that. You don't have any freedom inside of you because you are tense. All that fear, all that pressure, you understand? Tightens up our nerves, tightens up our channels, right? Too tense, nothing can flow. If you do your action with the aim of serving the Most High, the top creator, if you renounce this attachment to the realization of the action, you will attain this Most High realization. You can renounce your actions, but do your actions with a selfless motive. Do them without egoism. If you try to renounce your actions by force, you will not succeed. Take success and failure in the same way. That reminds me of the Tao. When the Tao says, when it's a good day, be happy, because a bad day is about to come. When it's a bad day, be happy, because a good day is about to come. What does that mean? It means don't be attached to either. You understand? Just ride this roller coaster of life with grace. With grace. Beautiful people in the chat. We got El Loon, Planty Positive Soul says, I miss your cards, but we always have the cards on deck. We have the cards. Maybe we'll pull one in a minute. I like that. I like that. That's nice. That's very nice. Number one chill spot, man. Who's in the building right now? We got Aaron. We got Meditating Monkey. We got Claudia. Shout out to Claudia. We got Free Buckets. We have Eric Bailey. We have Riley. We have Alexis. Shout out to Alexis. We have Bella. We have Joy. Hey. Hines, can we talk about discipline tonight? We're going to actually one up that. We'll do a little bit better than discipline.
Out there making how I'm making
Because what I've been relying on as of lately hasn't really been discipline, but it's been devotion, you know, because I think at the top of the high, I think it goes like this. Motivation is right here. Then you have discipline. Then you have devotion, you understand? And when you create a version of yourself, a higher version of yourself, you know, you paint the life you want to live. You know, you think about this life, you see it, you feel it, and you just create this ideal, you understand? You can call it your highest self. And you become devoted to that. I think after that, everything else trickles into effect, right? Discipline comes next. Motivation is something I never rely on. Motivation is like, I talked about this earlier, but motivation is just like the wind, you understand? It's a fleeting state of being. It's a fleeting feeling. And when I feel it, I'm like, this is amazing. When I don't, I'm like, okay, well, you know, what am I devoted to? And what does my devotion call me to do today? Oh, I need to do A, B, C, and D, even if I don't feel like it. And then I instill discipline. Because sometimes if we're not devoted to something, we don't even know why we need to be disciplined, right? Like what are you being disciplined for? For the sake of just being disciplined, right? What are you devoted to? What are you doing in life? What are you trying to create? You know, paint this image. You don't have to have it all figured out. You know, one thing I never liked was in high school, like grade 10, grade 11, grade 9, grade 8. And they'd be like, what do you want to do with your life? What do I want to do in my life? What are you talking about? Like, how am I supposed to know that? You know, I need more experiences, you know, I need to experience life. I need to feel it. You know, we're carving our path, right? So you don't need to have every single detail down, right? But have an image of it, you know, have a slight vision of it, you know, a feeling, you know, what do you want your lifestyle to be like? Create that picture. Write it down. Remind yourself of this almost every week at least, because it's very easy to forget even what we're working towards. You know, I came in the studio today. I was working on some things, setting up some things. I'm like, man, I almost deviated from my plans. You know, I said I wanted to majority just stream, and I already kind of fallen back into like some other type of things. I'm like, no, come back into the process. What are you devoted to? And then get discipline. But with discipline, you need structure. With discipline, you need systems, right? Like the last thing you want to do is wake up and not know what you're doing for the day. Unless it's Saturday and you're having a free flow day. But for me, it's like I need to know where my energy is going to flow today, because one, I don't want to get decision fatigue. I don't want to think it's 9 a.m. What am I supposed to do? No. We already premeditated what we're supposed to do yesterday. So we don't have to think about that. You understand? If we don't know where we're supposed to go and where our energy is going to flow, now we're just wasting energy thinking what we should be doing. Then we get anxious. Then we get nervous. We're like, oh, do I go to the gym? Should I go to the gym? It's like, that should have already been in your schedule, right? Save that energy. Apply it in the direction that matters. And just create that system, create that structure. And that's why here at the Number One Chill Spot, you know, we try to have a little bit of a community and accountability. And I'm actually quite excited because we're going to be launching our own community app in the beginning of 2024. 2024, we're going to have our own community app. It's going to be really dope. You're going to be able to chat in there. There's going to be a calendar that's going to have all the live stream schedules, private exclusive content, all that. And we'll have like some, account. I don't want to call them challenges, but like we'll have some, missions together where we can keep each other accountable, right? But it really helps us to kind of like automate some things, Like I told myself Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays I go to the gym, so I don't have to think about it. Same time each week or whatever, right? Some things may vary, whatever. Even when it comes to food, I've automated 70% of that, meal prep. Because one thing about me, I know one thing about a lot of us. We get decision fatigue, and that, bursts like some type of anxiety, and we get anxious, and then we go online, and then we're comparing ourselves, and we're seeing all these people do all these things, and now we're like, what am I doing with my life? Now we're wasting our energy on like beating ourselves up. It's counterproductive, it's regressive, it's not really doing anything for us. So we need to pave a new way. Pave a new way. Definitely joining the community by 2024. Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. I realized quickly that I wanted to level up the experience and not just have it just based on just like private content. But I'm like, yo, we need an app. So the team and I have been working on that, and it's gonna be a nice little experience in there. We can even do private live streams in that app. It's also desktop, so it's not just app. You can also log in through the desktop. You can do all of that. So it's gonna be real good. It's gonna be real good. Shout out to the meditating monkey, excited for the app. I appreciate my brother. We have Anna in the building.
Mind, I found it indeed. Coming through is all I ever want to do. I fall in the steps of human beings, and it's all on you. Now it's up to you.
I like this question. If you could distill the essence of wisdom from your journey on YouTube, what key insights or lessons would you share with those navigating the ever-evolving landscape of online content creation? Key word here, ever-evolving landscape of online content creation. Things are drastically different, even just from 1 year ago. And then, of course, 2 years ago, very different from 3 years ago. What I've noticed is, and what we may think is that YouTube is now oversaturated. Actually, the craziest thing is it's never been easier to grow. There's never been another time where it's been easier to grow on YouTube. For some reason, first off, YouTube is pushing out a lot of new creators. I'm talking about creators with like 1,000, 2,000 subscribers, maybe 200 views, constantly pushing out new creators into the ecosystem, right? We're also seeing where subscriptions don't really matter at all anymore. Not because they don't matter at all, but you see a lot of lower channels who maybe have like 30,000, 40,000 subscribers, and they're averaging 350,000 views every single video, right? Because it's kind of based on the topic. They're hitting really good topics that hit the algorithm. Maybe they're spending a little bit more time on those videos, but they're getting their just due. My thing is, follow the joy. What brings you joy at the end of the day? Because if you're having fun doing it, then we're gonna feel it as well. For me, as soon as something's not fun, I have to find ways to spice it up, right? I have to find ways to spice it up. Even if I had to move things in a completely new direction, I didn't get into this to feel like I have a job, right? It is a job, but I didn't get into this to feel like I have a job. What I would say is, dispel the whole thing. You can actually, from 0 subscribers, 12 months later, you could have a flourishing YouTube channel, and you don't need a lot of subscribers to actually turn it into a business. I've seen people who have 50,000 subscribers, and these people are making like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month through other streams, right? Monetizing their audience, mobilizing their audience, and bringing that value, right? So it's very exciting times, right? I wouldn't say, hey, it's oversaturated. No. Just double down on what makes you you. Double down on what makes you you. Separate yourself from the herd and just go at it. But of course, you're gonna need consistency, right? And you're gonna have to figure out what that pace is. But again, some people's consistency is 1 video a month, but it's like a big video kind of they know it's gonna like, attract a lot of eyeballs. I don't really try to make videos that are gonna attract a lot of eyeballs. The way I go about it is I'm more of like a relationship based creator, meaning I like to show up with you and create a connection with you. So it's more like, you may be like, hey, I'm feeling for Heinz's vibe right now, and then go search me out and come check my content, versus me trying to always find you on the algorithm. Everybody has their own style, and I realized early, I'm more of a relationship. I'm not really a topic based YouTube creator, right? I'm not gonna come up with like a single topic that's gonna attract 10 million views. I'm not even interested in that at all. Actually, I'm more interested in like recognizing y'all's names, hanging out with you here. And that's what brings me the most joy. But content creation should be a reflection of your spirit, not the other way around. So it kind of depends why you're getting into it. Are you getting into it for solely business? Are you getting into it to express yourself and business? It really depends. But for me, as like, I get into it to have fun. And at the same time, I want to make money, which is what we do. Oh, no. That's exactly how I find I liked your vibe, so I stuck around. Exactly. Exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted to create. I'm a relationship based creator. It's a tribe, it's a community, it's a thing, that's my style. That's what I like. You're back, outfit change. I guess so. I guess I was wearing something different earlier. But it's just a simple, beautiful time if you do want to be a creator, if you want to step into the creator economy. It is always changing very fast, but the economy is like worth $500 billion or something like that. Everyone can carve out their own space. You don't need to be the biggest creator at all. You can be very niche and have your small pocket and, still make a nice living and have fun and express yourself and be on your own time if that's something that you want to do. You got the reminder deck. We'll read a 1 or 2 cards. I guess with this set, can you still see it? Yeah, you can still see it. This is a little bit of a different camera setup. Kind of push the camera further back. Oh, we got a little super chat here. Shout out to Lakeisha Haney. Hey Heinz, I'm at a 3 tonight, feeling frustrated with my partner. How do you communicate with someone who's always right? Nothing feels good enough. I mean, that's very difficult. Nobody is always right. That's like the first kind of problem we have here. Nobody is ever right. So if someone is propelling themselves to always be right, they are definitely 100% in their ego and they're not really willing to listen. They're not willing to listen. And if someone's not willing to listen, someone's not willing to cooperate and work with you, that is a problem. So you're definitely going to have to find ways to communicate this to them. I don't know how serious this is, but to me, the number one thing I prioritize is like being able to work with somebody, build on something. Because someone's not willing to work on it, someone's not willing to listen, it cannot go nowhere. It doesn't matter how much you love somebody, but if they're not willing to like at least change some ways and you're not willing to change some ways as well, you're not building anything, You're not. It's just, it's a flame that will, definitely dim out. I would really just try to create more space to communicate with them. And, I'm not really sure the context of like what you're talking about with them, but you have to explain to them nobody's ever right. Nobody is ever right. And they need to realize that, pride gets in the way of a lot of things. And after the pride comes a fall, right? So if they don't move that pride away, they got to understand that they could possibly lose a part of you. They could lose a part of you. They could lose you. We don't need that. We need people who going to listen to us. We need people who going to work with us. You understand? Who going to receive and be like, okay, I hear you. Let me try to see things from your perspective. And they maybe they want you to see something from their perspective, but they're still willing to be like, you know what? Since you brought this up first, I'm gonna grant this space and we're gonna work on your issue first. And then once we do that, we're gonna work on my issue next. That's what we need. We need people who are willing to work with us. Without that, a relationship is nothing. Because what I've been learning is like a relationship cannot stand just on chemistry and excitement. That will dwindle. It takes effort. It takes building. Of course we hear it takes communication, right? But you have to create the space to communicate as well. And people should be true reflections of us as well. And if we can't even communicate ourselves to them and they don't make us feel good, it's just not a good place to be. Hopefully this brother, has some friends or something that can also shake him up a little bit. But if not, unfortunately, we can't change people. We can't change people. Maybe you need a little therapy. Oh, I like this, what Alondra said. I always say this about debates. It's not important to be right. It's important to understand and connect. So one thing I always say about debating, right, is anybody who steps into a debate with the mindset of just like trying to win, already lost, or an argument trying to win, already lost, right? Because again, you're stepping into it to understand. Somebody actually may bring up a great point that completely just revolutionizes your whole perspective. But people who step into an argument or a debate just wanting to win, they've already lost. The union has already lost because there's no chance, there's no room here for understanding. They have a mission, they have an objective, right? They need to feed their ego. They need to boost their pride. More connection, more understanding. What time is this? 9:13. I still got a little bit of time. Let's see what the chat is saying. We have Arian. Hi, your music plus meditation session was just so amazing. Changed my life. I listen to it every day. Hey, thank you. I will now pay for your content on Patreon too. Hey, thank you so much. We're not on Patreon. We're on Ko-fi, but also there's going to be an app coming pretty soon. So definitely sign up and you'll be one of the first people with access to the app. Y'all, sorry, this is like one of my favorite songs right now. I'm going to have to jam out to it. This song gets me amped up. It's just the vocals. Any book recommendations? I like The Creative Act and I like the Gita Essentials version. I like Vibrate Higher Daily as well by Layla Delia. This card kind of goes with what we were just talking about. It's better to be felt and not just seen. It's better to be felt and not just seen. In a world where everybody wants to be seen, it's truly better to be felt. Root yourself today in the true you, the authentic you. Focus on the spirit, not just the surface. In a world where everybody wants to be seen on social media, here at the #1 chill spot on the internet, we're here to be truly felt, you understand? Also, I like this one. I like this one. I like this one. Whatever you are going through, you are growing through. Whatever you are going through, you are growing through. Your mistakes and struggles are opportunities for growth. We know that, but we need that reminder sometimes. That's why it's called the reminder deck. Nothing is happening to you, but maybe, just maybe, if you choose, maybe it's happening for you. Take a moment and have gratitude for your current experiences, every single one of them, even the uncomfortable ones. Observe, right? We can observe a lot more. We don't have to react to everything. We can observe. We can breathe. Breathe our life, breathe our essence. And just remind ourselves, man, I got this. I got this. Whatever I am going through, I am growing through. Whatever I am going through, I am growing through. I remind myself that like 3 times a week. I'm not even lying. Even if I don't say it, I'm just like feeling it, I love a good hurdle. It's just like, we just see how high we can jump. I got a few more minutes and then I gotta go back home. I like to be in bed at a decent time because I like to wake up early. We're going to get to this though. Momo says, I'm struggling with stopping smoking weed. One of the things you're going to have to do is unfortunately remove I'm not sure what kind of smoker you are, if you're a community smoker or not, but you may have to remove yourself from like the smoking circles, the friends that are constantly smoking as well, because that's just going to be really hard in the beginning. Very hard in the beginning. Second, you just got to stop buying it, right? If you don't buy it, you can't smoke it when you desire it. You gotta stop buying it. If you don't buy it, and the fact that you have to go drive to it, pick it up and all that, while you're driving there, you can feel that deep sense of like shame and regret. Turn around, go back home. But no, every time you fall off and you fail, you have to ask yourself, why did I fail? What was the trigger? What was the emotion that made me want to go smoke? What happened that made me want to go smoke? And maybe at the end of the day, you're not really trying to just cold turkey quit forever. Maybe you're just trying to have a better relationship with it because you want to be in control. I always say I'm not really into demonizing much or really anything unless it's like really destructive. But I'm a firm believer in engaging in things when we can do it from pure choice and not we are a slave to it, right? Like, someone who, let's say, smokes cigarettes, more so has an addiction, right? It's not something they can just quit. Let's say someone who just has a casual drink here or there, they choose to have a drink, right? Because they decide to have one, but they don't need to have a drink. They can go 6 months without a drink. They could go a year without a drink. But when they have a drink, they decide to have one out of control and power. But if they need to have a drink every single day, now they're a slave to the drink. Same thing with weed, right? If it's not for like some type of physical thing that, is helping with pain or whatever, and it's just become like a toxic habit, you got to challenge that, right? You got to challenge that because you're not free. Doesn't mean you can't smoke, but first you want to free yourself from the addiction so you can go back and have a healthier relationship with it, right? One from power, one from actual true choice. And we should be mindful of everything in life like that, like anytime we feel like something starts to have its grip on us, we should challenge it, instill some discipline, have that devotion to a version of ourselves. And that version says, hey, I am not a slave to my vices. I am in control of my choices. If I get triggered, the first thing I do isn't puff puff, or the first thing I do isn't porno website. First thing I don't do is drink something. No. I can filter through my emotions. I could deal with this. I could work with this. I can maybe transmute it into something else. some physical activity, a creation, a painting. I can take my pain and put it into a painting, right? Once we start to learn that transmutation. When I quit drinking, and now I have like, now if I want to drink, I have like some sake or something at like a sushi restaurant, or if I choose to have a glass of wine, you know, it's like I choose to out of my choice. Maybe have like 2 drinks a year. But there was a time where I felt like I had to have a drink if I went out and partied and stuff like that, because like the environment wasn't me. Like I felt like I had to just drink to keep up with the frequency of the room, or like, you know, my friends and whatnot. And I didn't like that. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm not even drinking out of choice. I'm drinking, I feel like I have to, just to cope with this environment. And I just went cold turkey. I didn't drink for like 5 years straight, you know? And then once I realized I had the discipline and the devotion, I could step back into these environments. And now it's like nothing, you know, it's like people could try to like send me drinks all day and I'm like, I'm good, you know, I'm good. No, I don't want it, you know. When there was a time, if I was in the club, someone, you know, was like, hey, I'm gonna get you a drink. I was like, okay, let's go, let's do it. Because I wasn't in control of my choices, unfortunately. But we all have that power. You know, we all have that power, and it is a journey. It is a journey. Taylor says, I definitely need a break from the smoke. You know what? Pretty much all my friends, I have challenged them to take breaks from smoking. And when they have, they've always said, man, I feel good. I feel good. I'm like, right? You feel good, right? They're like, yeah, I feel good. I feel clear. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Remember that, you know? Well, we have all that we need to succeed, right? Like we have the strength to overcome whatever vices we feel have control over us. You know, if it's the lust, if it's some type of substance, or maybe it's we're deep scrolling, social media addiction. Like we actually have everything that we need to succeed. You know, we have the strength and all of that, but we have to activate it. We have to dig deep. You know, we have to put it into action. We have to create some type of boundaries, some rules for ourselves, right? Nothing wrong with rules. Right? There's nothing wrong with some rules and some boundaries sometimes in life. You know, we need that. But we have all that we need to succeed. What song is this? To be honest, this one is from, I don't even know the name of this one, just because, oh, Nathande. That's what it is, Nathande. I don't want to butcher the pronunciation though. I don't want to butcher the pronunciation. And you know, it's also about just like kind of like, you know, replacing the bad habits with good habits, you know, with new things, you know, new things to apply our energy to, you know, a new challenge for the next season, right? Maybe you're going to run a marathon, right? If you're going to run a marathon, really, you know, smoking or drinking is not going to really have no service for you. Like when I went celibate, that's when I also, you know, quit smoking and quit drinking, because I realized, well, I can't be celibate and drink, because if I'm drinking, that could have me step out of my celibacy if I'm not careful. Right. So sometimes it helps to like, you know, create some type of goal that's really not going to allow for these things in our life. Right. maybe it's a fitness goal, maybe some type of business goal, whatever it may be. Who knows what it is? But whatever it is, create that thing, be devoted to it, and then apply all the actions and the behaviors and the habits and the state of mind that supports that vision, that supports what you are devoted to. And yes, like Anna says, you have a new focus, a new direction. I love it. 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 I got a couple minutes, 3 minutes at most. So we gonna close out here tonight. We just be doing these little pop-ups, quick vibes. Just, I like to see some familiar names and some new faces in the chat. Definitely trying to stream more longer sessions too. Bring in some content to watch, structure it out. Maybe have some like full-on DJ sets sometimes, as we got over here. I know there's lots of things we can do. What did you learn from celibacy? Oh, so much. I learned about my energy. I learned how to channel my energy. I learned about my value, my self-worth. I learned how to respect women more. I learned how powerful I was. I learned so much. I learned so much. I could do an updated video on it, but I've done quite a bit of content on it years ago. But I can do an updated video. Gotta invite you to the Ivory Coast. Oh yeah, I definitely gotta come out there. Someone says still waiting on that reggae. We're gonna stream tomorrow again. I'll have some more reggae tomorrow. I'll pull up my whole playlist and my session here. Y'all know I'm gonna love my reggae. You understand? I love my old school reggae as well. So, we'll dive deep into the reggae. I always notice like sometimes on streams when I get heavy into like a reggae pocket, some people leave because some people don't like reggae, which is crazy. I have a friend who doesn't like reggae at all. He hates it, and I'm like, I don't even know how we friends. But yeah, I find sometimes it's like one of those genres some people just don't vibe with. But I love my reggae.
Baby, I love the girl I see. Do you wanna wings with me?
I love it.
Now you're being it harder.
We're gonna close out on saying prayer. You understand? Prayer is up to everybody. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening. A beautiful sleep. Make sure you set that intention. Always understand that you are guided and gifted. That God got everything that you need to succeed. God got you.
Do everything. I have no fear for anything. Jah gave me all the strength I need to make it through this world I was born in. Rastafari is my peace of mind. Jah, thank you for your loving kindness, for every drop of air I breathe, and for waking me up this morning. And when I'm trotting in the streets today, please, Jah, never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say, and I'm saying it one more time. Yeah, trotting in the streets I Rastafari, in my eyes I can see all the possible things people could be. Jaja be my guide, cause I can only protect my flesh. But people wear disguises, help me realize. Teach me love unconditionally. Can't go around preying everybody. The closest of friends will deceive you badly.
You hear what Chronic said? He said, Jah is my light, so I fear not. Jah is my light, so I fear not.
Jaja never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say. And I'm saying it to one more time. When I try it in the streets I pray. I'm begging you please, never leave I am I. Oh, Jaja,
don't you leave. Inna me going out and inna me coming in, please watch over I. Protect my family when I no localize. When chatting through these streets, keep my focus right, no oversight. A battlefield, this life is so much light. But with you as my guide and shield, any pain I man feel, time will heal, yeah. It's a joy to know it's sign and seal. Confident in the victory. Anytime you see the natty trotting in the streets
today. Please, Jaja never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say. And I'm saying it to one more time. When I trot it in the streets I pray. Jaja never left I and
Amen. A beautiful night with beautiful people. That was Chronic's same prayer. You understand? We are guided and gifted. John, no. Blessings, everybody. It's always a vibe. You know, I'm going to see you again tomorrow. We're going to tap in the #1 chill spot on the internet.